Hello! So today I'm going to be talking about Red Country by Joe Abercrombie, the third and final standalone novel. The first standalone was best served cold, a kind of Kill Bill revenge style Ocean's 11 mix of a novel. The second was The Heroes, which is a very intense battle that takes place over 3 days. Imagine like the Battle of Troy. And with West Country, the third standalone novel, we have a western, which was rather good news to me because I love westerns. What's it about? We follow a young woman, Shy South, whose home is burnt to the ground. Her brother and sister are kidnapped by unknown assailants. Shy is determined to hunt down those responsible. Armed with only a pair of oxen, Shy sets off on her adventure with her cowardly stepfather, Lamb. However, as the novel progresses, maybe Lamb isn't as cowardly as Shy first thought, and maybe he harbours his own bloody past. Their path leads through the dangerous and uncharted far country, a place where the past has a way of resurfacing. They travel across barren plains and face the chaos of a frontier town that has gone mad on gold fever. Their journey involves feuds, duels, massacres, it's got it all. It takes them into unmapped mountains and into bloody confrontations with ghosts. Not actual ghosts, just a clan that are called the Ghosts. We get some characters pop up in this one who we have seen before in some of the other standalone novels or even the first trilogy. We have Cosca and we have Shivers. Aside from Shy and Lamb, we also have another character who comes into the forefront in this novel by the name of Temple. He is Cosca's lawyer. He sort of goes around with his gang, but then sort of like tries to separate from them when he experiences the horrors of what they're up to. He ends up joining Shy and Lamb and their sort of their dynamic and relationship as they're on the trail and how it builds. It's really nice. I forgot to mention that Shy and Lamb on their journey, they sort of bump into this sort of gang who are heading out to the sort of gold rush town to sort of make new lives for themselves. They're a real ragtag bunch, and we also get to know a few members within that kind of group. So what did I like and what didn't I like? What I liked. I really enjoyed the storyline in this one. I found it gripping. I thought there was lots of action and adventure, and I thought the characters had a good amount of emotional depth along with great dialogue. The novel, of course, also features a lot of Joe Abercrombie's dark humour. It is filled throughout it. It is in every single one of his novels, and it is just absolutely perfectly pitched. When you understand the tone and style of a Joe Abercrombie novel, you know exactly what you're getting. He's able to twist it in different directions and play around with the language of it, but the same, you're getting a good helping of humour, of laughs, but also of drama and some really, really dark stuff. The characters, all of the characters, even the people we're rooting for, exist in the morally grey area. I don't think there's ever been a novel he's made in which they don't, and it just works. Also, another one of Joe Abercrombie's superpowers is the world building. It is done slowly but efficiently. He really establishes the West really, really well, like the town we go to, the plains they're crossing, how that world works and operates, how it's also been sort of forgotten about by the rest of the world. Yeah. His world building, boom, spot on. I briefly mentioned it earlier, but the dialogue is snappy. It's snappy, everybody. It's snap, crackle, and pop, 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 pop. Yeah, Joe Abercrombie's dialogue is fantastic. It always will be. It is some of the best I have ever read. His characterization, it is just magnificent. Now, I can't really say anything for spoilers, so if you know, you know, but we get some returning characters in this novel, and I really liked it. Maybe it's fan service, who knows, but I just really enjoyed that aspect. I enjoyed them coming back. It's tying it all together really, really nicely, allowing this story to feel separate, but also within this world so securely. I just liked it. And I've already said it. I've said it like 5 times already, but I just love westerns. I love westerns. Now, this novel is playing around with a lot of familiar Western tropes, but they're tropes that I enjoy. Tropes like frontier settings, revenge quests, outlaw territory, ragtag companions, showdowns and duels, a little bit of that gold fever, lawmen and outlaws, harsh landscapes, and buried pasts that just won't stay buried. What didn't I like? Right, so as much as I've just been telling you that I absolutely love westerns and I absolutely love that this novel plays on Western tropes, and I think it does a good job of mixing the sort of fantasy world that Joe Abercrombie has built into a sort of Western setting. I think with all of these standalone novels, Joe Abercrombie is having a lot of fun. He is thinking of different approaches and different styles and ways that he can sort of adapt and expand this world. And I think he's done a really good job of sort of mixing the fantasy with the Western. However, the tropes being used are formulaic and somewhat predictable. The plot points and the way that this novel moves, Yeah, I mean, not that any of that is bad, but it is predictable, and I think I would have liked a few things to sort of shift it a little bit. Another thing I didn't quite like, and I think this actually stands for all of the standalones, but as much as these novels are standalone novels, but also very much connected, I do feel like a lot of what you're going to get from, and yet again, it applies to all of the standalones. They are just richer novels. They are better novels if you read everything in order. So, these can be read alone, and they are their own little standalone stories. But with the recurring character, the characters who are coming back, and the little surprises and reveals and things like that, I mean, of course they're better if you've read the other ones, because then they'll have their impact. So another negative is, it's not quite as standalone as it could be, but neither are all of them. And that doesn't make them bad in any way, just something to know going in. Another negative is that I do feel that some of the character growth has been sacrificed for the more westerny type adventure of this story, which I don't have a problem with. I really don't have a problem with. But I don't know, like maybe it's because it's not set across 3 novels. There's just some of the character growth, particularly with Shy, although I really liked Shy. I've been doing a little bit of, since I finished it and I've sort of written my review, I've been doing a little looking about, and a lot of people seem to really hate Shy, and I think they're all wrong. I think she is a complete character. I think I really understand her. I know her wants and her needs. I know how she's been treated in the past, what she's had to do to survive, and why she's wary of everyone around her, and why she finds it hard to make relationships. And I can't know those things if she is a badly drawn character. So anyone who says that they feel disconnected from Shy, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're insane. But anyway, however, some of the other characters and a few things around, there's just not as much depth to them as there could have been. And again, I think it's probably because Joe Abercrombie was going more for that sort of story and that fast-paced adventure over these elements, but I did notice it lacking a little bit. I'm going to give you a clear-cut example of this as well, but it is a massive spoiler. So if you have not read this novel, please skip to around this time, where I'll do my final thoughts and feelings. And if not, here we go. So, Shy's brother and sister, forgive me, I've forgotten their names, but they are sold to the dragon people. And you sort of know what's coming. If you've seen the John Wayne movie, The Searchers, then you probably know sort of what happens to, I think it's his wife at the time, in The Searchers. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, but she gets sold, and spoiler alert for that movie as well. And she comes, she assimilates to the native people in that movie. And the exact same thing happens here with the dragon people. So Shy's brother and sister, they're sold to the dragon people, and the older sister, she slowly becomes one with the dragon people. She assimilates. She thinks that they're never going to come because it takes a long time for them to get to them. However, we get 3 scenes, I think. I could be wrong, but I think we get 3 scenes throughout the entirety of the novel in which we see them with the dragon people. We get nothing. We get absolutely nothing. No time. It would have been such a good opportunity. Make this book another 200 pages. I don't care. We're reading fantasy. Make the book 1,000 pages. We're going to read it. It's Joe Abercrombie. I would have loved to have spent so much more time with Shy's brother and sister, with the dragon people, learning about the dragon people's culture, getting to understand the dragon people a bit more, and also giving us a little bit more of a look at the other side of the coin, how actually the dragon people aren't that bad, making the novel even more balanced and even more nuanced. That would have been great, but we get 3 scenes. So then when we get to that end point, when Shy eventually catches up with her brother and sister and the dragon people, we're supposed to be like, oh my god, she's fully assimilated. What's happened? How did this, what was going on? But there's no impact there, because it's all a bit like, what? Well, why did she do that? Why did she decide to become one of them? And you're confused, or I was confused, because we haven't been given any time. I was just a bit like, it doesn't happen that quickly. And even though I know time's passed, yeah. Anyway, so I thought that was proper rubbish. I thought that part was really not great. But that's the only thing that I really sort of disliked, was just a bit more time there. Right, so there you go. That is my likes and my dislikes. Overall, I don't think there is a single novel that Joe Abercrombie has written that I didn't, at the very least, think was very good. I think The Blade itself, I gave like 3.5 stars to. It's very good, but it's just got 0 plot, so it's not doing what I need. I don't think anything else that he's done has got below a 4, to be honest. And yeah, this novel is a 4-star novel as well. This is an excellent novel. I have no idea where I rank it in the standalones. I definitely place it higher than Heroes. The Heroes, which people are going to think is insane. I know that novel has a lot of diehard fans, but here's the thing: I love westerns. Like, I personally love westerns, and I personally hate war novels, like war that are just on the strategies and the sort of like the minute details of war. They're not for me. I love a battle scene and I love the plotting when it's mixed in with loads of other stuff, but a novel that is just that, it's not for me. So The Heroes is very low down, only because of that. But anyway, I'm rambling. I thought this novel was excellent. I really enjoyed it. What did you think about it? Please let me know in the comments below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? As far as the I always ask a question for some reason with these Joe Abercrombie ones. As far as the standalones go, let's just talk about the standalones. What's your ranking? What's your favourite of the standalones to your least favourite? Yeah. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all on the next one.